Welcome to scene 22 of season 2, I guess, of Black Tower Tales following Nyx and Wiggins Shadow Cloak. I'm Body. I'll be your player dungeon master for today. When last we were following Nyx and Wiggins, they had just encountered some spiders in the forest that had captured their little fairy friend named, what's his name? Robin. And in the battle with the spiders, unfortunately, Nyx, while trying to kill the spider that was trying to kill Robin, she rolled a natural one and accidentally killed Robin. Just stuck him right through with her dagger. After that, the combat ended. Spiders went away, and she was feeling really bad about accidentally killing this guy who they were pretty friendly with. So they go through, they give him a decent little burial, and are heading out through the forest even more. I decided I was going to change how I was dealing with their overland travel. It felt like doing the 60-12s twice a day was a bit much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be rolling d6s 3 times a day instead, and then if I roll a 1 on that, that means they have a chance of having something interesting, some sort of landmark or encounter, and if in that case, that's when they'll have to roll on the d6s. So last scene was the morning of the day, so this next scene is going to be the afternoon. So really what I'm doing here is figuring out what the next expected scene is, and then once I figure that out, we'll test it versus the chaos factor, which is 7 today. So we're looking on a natural 1. Okay, so there's no encounter that afternoon. And then the afternoon, that evening, also there's not any sort of encounter as they're trying to find somewhere to sleep. The next day, I'm gonna give Nyx because they're trying to find a town somewhere to rest because they're in pretty bad shape. I'm gonna give her a wisdom check in order to find some sort of hint of civilization. So this is gonna be a difficulty 12. So she only rolls a 5. So I'm gonna say they didn't find any town today. So again, we're gonna roll our d6s. Morning, afternoon, and evening. So for this, they're traveling through the wilderness, and I think now Nyx is going to have an easy target for her check to find some sort of civilization. They've been traveling a little further than they had previously. I'm going to say, I don't think they've been traveling pretty hard trying to get away because they've been with how injured they are, and there's just a bunch of stuff behind them that they're trying to get away from. But here it's going to be she has +1, and it's going to be a 9 DC. Okay, yeah. So with that, they actually find a small town on their way, and they come up, and the question is how big is this town actually? That's the expected scene, but we need to test versus the expected scene now. We have a 6 actually, so that's an even. It's going to be an interrupt scene. So on their way to this town, they do have a random event that occurs, and the nature of that random event is going to be 76, which is a PC negative. So I'm going to say on that last day, when they were, let's say Nyx sees the town off in the distance, and is like, look over there, or sees smoke above the trees or something like that, and they start heading in that direction, and shortly thereafter they have this random event happen. It's PC negative, and we're going to roll on the actions and descriptor table in order to see what the nature of it is. First, let's see what PC it is. Is it so? We're going to go high is Wiggins, so it's something to do with Nyx. And then we're going to go 1-1, 96, which is a truce. $24. Truce delightfully. What does a truce delightfully PC negative random event mean? What that says to me is they have she had an agreement with one of her previous people that she worked with as far as like being a sort of thief or rogue type person. And I think the negative thing that happens in relation to that is that they not instead of that the person that she was working with has a hit out on her for some reason now. We don't know why that is, but and this is something separate from the bounty hunters. So what this is basically going to be is this isn't something that actually happens to them in the moment, but this is creating a new thread for us where one of Nyx's previous associates is trying to get rid of her. And I think the question I have actually is this something that happens? I think she finds out about it. Or let's test the fate chart. We're at Chaos 7. I think it's 50-50, 75, 66. And that's another random event. So yes, what happens is as they're approaching this town, someone in like a farm that's around it recognizes her and sends a messenger to the town. And while they're like, say they're a mile away, there's a stop in the road where something happens here with this this random events, and that's the basic aspect of this stop in the road is the person that Nyx was working with is trying to stop her from getting into the town. So, but with this other random event that we have, we need to test and see what the random event focus is. It's 74, which is once again PC negative. That's unfortunate. Real high-low, high Wiggins. So it's Nyx again. So something else bad happens to Nyx. And this time we're going to roll on the first edition Mythic generator chart. I've been getting a little dissatisfied with the second edition chart, but we're going to try this first edition. 86 is going to be passion. And then 6, passion reality. So what that says to me, especially with the passion part of it, is that this previous ally found out about something that Nyx did that she's just super mad about, and it's not that she has a hit out on her, is that this person wants to kill Nyx herself. So what that says to me, I think, or the question I have for the fate chart is, I think, is this a person who is angry at her for marrying Wiggins? I think that's 50-50. I don't know. Yes, not only yes, but a hell yes. So, and we know this is some sort of thief or rogue type person. So what I think happens is as they're walking towards this town, and remember, Nyx only has 2 hit points left. So as they're walking towards this town, I think they get ambushed by this previous ally. So that says to me that this is some sort of rogue person. The question I have is, does this rogue person want to kill Nyx with a ranged attack? Do they only want it to be do they just want to make sure that Nyx dies, or are they wanting to be up close and personal, right? Because they're so angry. Um, I think I think it's likely that they're going to want to be up close and personal. So, does the person use ranged attack? So I think that's very unlikely. Chaos 7. So it's still 50-50. 39. So yes. So out of they're about, we'll say, a mile outside of town. About a mile outside of town. What happens is, I'm gonna say that this person just takes a shot from a bow. Let's give them uh, a chance to see if they're well hidden. Let's say I think they probably would be. So I think because they knew in advance that they were coming by, or that so they're hiding pretty well, I'd say. So that we're gonna give them advantage on their hide, and we're gonna say that they actually have. Let's say they have a +1 to hide, because they are sort of a rogue type person. Oh, all right, natural ones. So, but with advantage, they still got an 11. So they hid with an 11, but that means I think Nyx has a chance. Nyx and Wiggins both have a chance to spot them. Actually, I'll roll for Wiggins, and let's see. They got a +2 for their 11 hide. That's at an angle. Oh, and they definitely do not see the person hiding. So yeah, this person strikes from the darkness, and is going to have a basic attack versus Nyx, with a bow, right? Let's see. Should they get advantage because they're hidden? I think so. That makes sense. With a 10, that alone is going to hit. They have a +2 or a +1 to hit. So that meets Nyx's armor. And the second roll for advantage definitely meets. So an arrow streaks through the sky, and let's see, is D6 weapon effort. Do I think this will have a ±1? I think this likely has a +1 weapon effort. So we are going to, yeah. But we rolled really well. So Nyx actually really well out of takes 2 damage and gets knocked down to 0, which is really unfortunate, but it could have been worse. So this person actually shoots an arrow through the air and hits Nyx and causes her to collapse with an arrow sticking out of her chest. The question I have for the fate chart is, does this person, who we don't know anything about yet, does this person, or we don't know anything like personally about them, like man, woman, etc. We know they're sort of a rogue person, a previous ally. Does this person like come and try to make sure and finish the job? I think that's likely because they've got that passion about them. Does this person try to finish the job? I think that's likely. 85% chance. A 2, not only 2, but yes, a hell yes. So that says to me that also this person's trying to kill Wiggins, and this might be the end of Nyx and Wiggins. Let's see. So we already know that they didn't see this person in hiding, but after shooting at them, I think Wiggins has a good chance of being able to see where this person is. So it's going to be an easy check. So it's going to be DC 9 at +2. Yes. So the person shoots an arrow right through Nyx's armor, and Wiggins turns his head and sees. Is it okay? First, is it? I think it's going to be a gnome, right? Like, I think that's nearly certain. So we'll go 95. Yeah, so it's another gnome, some gnome lady, and I think Nyx recognizes her because it was someone, I guess, that he was romantically engaged with before, and the other person was just jealous. But Wiggins sees them and he's like, what the hell's going on? Does Wiggins actually do anything? Like, I don't think he's gonna attack. I think he's gonna try to use. He's gonna try to. I think he sees the person racking another arrow or knocking another arrow to take another shot, and he's gonna try to cast some sort of protective spell around them, um, like a zone of arrow deflection, so that he can take time to heal Nyx and stabilize her so she doesn't die. So he's gonna try to cast that with his magic wand. And does not make it. That's a 4. 4 plus 2. Yes. So with a 5, 6, definitely does not make it. And now it's Nyx's turn. And actually, she's laying down. She's not having a good time. And she gets D6 rolls. She's got 3 rounds, right? So this is the first round of her death saves. And she fails the first one. And now this lady out in the woods gets another shot at Wiggins. We already decided she has a +1. But I think actually Wiggins is sort of crouched down as part of casting the spell that he was trying to use to cast or to protect the pair of them. And he's actually, it's going to be a +2 to his armor, I guess, because he's sort of obscured by, and he's a smaller target. So instead of an 11, he's going to have armor 13. And there's a +1 on the attack. Oh no! Okay, so D20. Oh my god. All right, so I guess that's just the way. So we already know we have a D6 +1, and now we have a D12 for the ultimate effort because the lady had a critical hit. And oh man, that's 7 damage, 8 damage with the +1, and that's actually, I think, more than Wiggins' maximum. No, they both have 10, but 8 damage. Like, he only had 3 left, and so that knocks him out as well. And yeah, so he has D6 rounds to stabilize. Currently they both are unconscious. So he also has 3 rounds. This is Nyx and Wiggins. So Nyx's second round. Her stabilization rolls a 6, does not succeed. Wiggins is first, rolls a 7, does not succeed. Nyx is first or third. This is her last chance. Okay, there we go. Rolls a 13, does not pop back up. And then Wiggins has 2, gets a 2 and a 4. So they both do not do well. And yeah, with that, I guess unless the person comes up and tries to save one of them. Like, that's the sort of outside chance I've got. I think it's unlikely to happen because this person, we got 2 PC negative random events in a row, right? And it's just like, this person is really angry at both of them. I think it's, so we're gonna roll. I think it's I think nearly impossible, actually, was what I would say it is. That this person has a change of heart after shooting one of them, and then at this point that person only has 1 shot to heal one of them, to keep them alive. But the chance of that happening is nearly impossible. So I think it's 35% chance because we're Chaos 7. 35% chance. Does this person have a change of heart to save one of them? 33. Actually, that's a yes. And we have a random event. So let's see what happens there. So after loosing the arrow and seeing Wiggins go down and walking towards them, this person has a change of heart. And realizes, oh God, what have I done? And comes up to try to save one of them. And we have a random event that occurs. What is the nature of that random event? So this is happening while they are bleeding out. The random event, the focus of it is 53, which is going to be move toward a thread. So, what I think happens is as this person and then we need to roll the actions and descriptions. So the action subject for this random event is going to be 53. Adversity. Exterior factors. So I decided when I saw that we moved towards a thread that the thread we were moving towards is Wiggins' dad trying to catch up to Wiggins in order to give him his stuff back, especially his stiletto wand. So I think what happens is we see what happens is Wiggins' dad catches up to them just as he sees Wiggins taking an arrow from this person that's in hiding. So he's really far away, but he can make out that it's Wiggins from the distance. We'll say he's like 300 feet away, something really far away. So he's not going to be able to get there in time. But he sees Wiggins like go and get shot with an arrow. And then this person, let's say Wiggins' dad starts running towards the pair laying on the ground, and this person that shot them starts walking towards them and actually is running to try and save one of them. I think the question I have is, which person does this person try to save? I think it's likely going to be Wiggins. I'd say that's very likely. So that's going to be 90% chance. 71. So yes, person comes up and has one shot, one opportunity to make a stabilization roll. I think that's DC 12 in Index Card RPG. Do I think they have a plus on their wisdom? They are a gnome, so yes, I think they have at least +1. But yeah, so they have DC 12 with a +1. This is Wiggins' last shot to survive. And actually just barely makes it, DC 12. So this person comes up and just when Wiggins was within like 3 or 4 heartbeats of bleeding out, this person comes up and gives them like some pressure on their wounds and binds their head, and is just feeling really really bad about what they've done. And a few moments later, Wiggins' dad comes up and is like, "What have you done? Oh no!" And yeah, okay. With that, Wiggins is unconscious. Nyx is dead. We've got this new character that we don't know a whole lot about, but Wiggins' dad has caught up to them. So with that, actually, we're gonna end the scene there. Chaos. Should chaos go up for the next scene, scene 23? I think yes, because that 2 PC negatives, and then like not even like the person didn't miss it all. No, they didn't make any saves or anything. So I think chaos we're gonna go to 8 for the next season or the next scene. And then do we have any new threads or cast? I think we can close the thread of Wiggins' dad having his stuff, and the thread of Nyx being pregnant. Yikes. And the missing dagger wand, and the massive heist being wanted. And the skeleton dungeon. That's a lot of threads. Like, without Nyx around, that's a lot of the stuff going on that is not even happening anymore. Oh, man. So really, there aren't a whole lot of threads left. There's just like this chaos magic that Wiggins is worried about. But yeah, with that, I think that's going to end the scene. I was not expecting that to happen. I was hoping they'd get to town. I had these thoughts about Wiggins trying to finish casting that protection from chaos magic spell, and then Nyx finding out about who stole her gems and all that. But yeah, that was unexpected. Man. All right. We'll see you next time, I guess.